Oh, hi. I didn't see you there. Damn it, I want to be a lawyer. The Ace Attorney series is one of my favorite game series of all time. I do my duty. Every time Capcom releases Ace Attorney Trilogy, I join the protests. To be fair, Ace Attorney Trilogy is a safe bet. After all, everybody liked it. Just like how everybody would like it if you released another game in the series, Capcom. It was a happier time, a time before Wesley Stickler existed. While the series overall is considered to be a success, many would also agree that it had a few missteps along the way, specifically with the 3 Justice titles. But I don't think these are weak titles. In fact, Apollo Justice might just be my favorite in the series, just because of how unique it is.
There he is.
Well, how was I supposed to know liking Apollo Justice would get me the same time as Assault and Battery?
All rise. The Honorable Judge Winterbottom is presiding.
Mr. Boba, is it?
Oh, see, that's just what I go by on YouTube. My actual name is...
Mr. Boba!
Yes, Your Honor.
I understand that you're claiming that Justice for All, Apollo Justice, and Spirit of Justice are all in fact good games in the Ace Attorney franchise?
Well, yes.
So he admits it.
Guilty.
I don't remember that in Bridge for Turnabout.
Throw him out and bring in the next defender.
Wait, what if I can prove to you that not just Apollo Justice, but Justice for All and Spirit of Justice are in fact good games in the Ace Attorney franchise? Then it wouldn't be a crime to like them.
Ah, what the hell, I've got 13 minutes to kill anyways. But if you can't, I'll strip you of your title of Ace Attorney fan forever.
You can't! It's the only toxic fandom I'm a part of!
Prosecutor Mean, are you ready?
Yes, Your Honor.
And defense, are you ready with your opening statement?
I think he's talking to you. You're right, this is just like Ace Attorney. Yes, of course I am. None of these games are bad at the end of the day. They just have a few issues in places that make it hard for them to compete with the others. These issues, I think, fit into one of 3 categories. Game length, mediocre cases, and in general, not what the fan base wanted.
So you just had this with you today?
I've had it for 5 years. I never get a chance to use it. Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Justice for All had the honor of being the 2nd game in the franchise and the first game I played in the series. At the time, it had the same amount of cases as the first game did, being 4, but it also came before Trials and Tribulations, the game that was the first to have 5 cases. But once Capcom brought the trilogy to Nintendo DS, they decided to add an extra case, Rise from the Ashes, to the first game, leaving its successor as the only one with 4. With fewer cases, it makes it more important that those cases are good because they will make up an overall larger percentage of the game overall.
Objection! You say that, but you know as well as I do that Turnabout Big Top is a part of this game.
She's got a point. Turnabout Big Top is bad.
Well, whose side are you on? True, Turnabout Big Top is a part of the game, but the second case is great, and in my opinion, just as good as Turnabout Sisters is. Neither first case is anything special, but where Justice for All shines is in its final case, Farewell My Turnabout. This is one hell of an Ace Attorney case, and might just be the best case in all of the Ace Attorneys. Some may prefer the twists and turns of Turnabout Tomorrow, or the poetic ending of Turnabout Goodbyes, both great contenders for best Ace Attorney case. But if I had to pick one, I'll always pick the suspenseful and emotional Farewell My Turnabout. So then, I ask you, how could the game with the best Ace Attorney case be considered a bad game?
He's got a point. Prosecutor Means, your thoughts?
I prefer Bridge for Turnabout, but besides, he's still got 2 games to get through.
Fine. Next topic then is mediocre cases. I thought you just talked about that. Oh, no. That was the game length section. Spirit of Justice is the one with mediocre cases. Spirit of Justice has mediocre cases.
See?
Well, Case 2 is amazing. Definitely the game's standout case in my opinion. Case 5 is also good, but that's where the pros unfortunately end. Case 1 is a first case. It's supposed to be a tutorial, and it does that well enough, but it's not interesting like Dual Destiny's first case. Along the same lines of boring, we also have the DLC 6th case, but maybe that's just not my thing. After all, I've only played it once. But the Rite of Turnabout is a complete drag. While the overall story being told in the case is fine, the case itself just keeps going on and on. While my second time playing the case was better, the first playthrough guaranteed it wouldn't escape the third case syndrome. But that's nothing compared to Case 4 Turnabout Storyteller. Let's start with the good. It's short.
Objection, Your Honor. The case being short isn't a good thing.
Objection! I've played it, and it is. In all seriousness, the best thing this case has going for it is Simon Blackwell, and he is just as good as he was in Dual Destinies, but this time he's on our side, and it's great to see more of him. Ace Attorney quickly runs out of things for its past prosecutors to do, so I'm glad they're giving him some more time outside of his game. But the defendant is boring, the main witness is a pain to deal with, I saw the villain coming a mile away, and overall the case didn't pique my interest. I only kept going so I could get to the next part with Simon. But at the end of the day, you need some okay to bad cases thrown in there to help the ones that are really good shine. If it weren't for cases like Right for Turnabout or Turnabout Storyteller, then cases like the Magical Turnabout would be more likely to fade into the background.
I see what you're saying. You're saying that since there's no good without bad, it's the bad Ace Attorney cases that make the good ones good.
That's kind of poetic, actually.
The bad makes the good good? Please, if they were all good, we wouldn't be having this conversation. Besides, even you can't defend Apollo Justice.
Alright, that's it. What's your deal with Apollo Justice?
I'm an Ace Attorney purist. Besides, that game took everything from me.
It's a DS game from 2007. How did it take everything? Apollo Justice came at a time when the Ace Attorney franchise had reached its first natural conclusion. And while Phoenix Wright was in the game, along with a few other cameos, Maya Fey was not. Everyone was new, including most of the characters, as well as the playable lawyer who the game was named after. No more blue-wearing, spiky hair-having protagonist. Instead, we got the red-wearing, spiky hair-having protagonist. Instead of the lovable Detective Gumshoe, we got the grumpy Emma Skye. And instead of the enthusiastic Maya Fey, we got the magical Trucy Wright. Some people wanted the next step in the Ace Attorney story they had been following for years at this point, and just realized a little too late that that story was over, and that Apollo Justice was the start of a new one. Just like with a long-running TV series, sometimes you need to add new main characters to help with creativity, and with these new characters, Apollo Justice was able to tell a story that just wouldn't work with Phoenix as the lead. It's fine to not like a change to the cast, but without it, the Ace Attorney franchise wouldn't be able to take the next step forwards.
Well, Mr. Boba, I'm impressed. I didn't think you'd go to all these lengths to defend a game series that you are quite clearly very passionate about. But you did it. You defended them all.
Thank you. So, about that verdict?
Yes, of course. I find the defendant BobaBuddy.
Objection! Well done, Boba. I'm impressed. But there's just one thing you forgot.
That you're mean?
No. Remind us, how many cases were in that short Ace Attorney game?
Well, 4, but...
And how many bad cases were in Spirit of Justice?
They weren't bad per se, but 2.
But wait, 4 cases and 2 of them are bad? Why, that's both of the things wrong with the other Ace Attorney games, all within Apollo Justice. How do you defend that?
Oh no, this is turning bad fast. What are we gonna do?
We I work here.
She brings up a good point. What do you have to say?
Well, I guess I'll say it's disappointing that it only has 4 cases, and it's even worse that one of its 4 cases is a contender for the worst Ace Attorney case of all time. Plus, with the 3rd case being just okay and the 4th case being not for everyone, at first glance, Apollo Justice being the worst Ace Attorney game seems like a no-brainer. But that still leaves you with the 1st case, Turnabout Trump, which in my opinion is the best 1st case of any Ace Attorney game because of how it sets up the tone for the rest of the game. This game takes place in the dark days of the law, a time full of mistrust and corruption in the legal system. Even the courtroom is a noticeably darker white. And the game uses this darker time to flip everything we thought we knew about Ace Attorney on its head. These games had a pattern at this point. Client good, defense good, killer bad, prosecutor bad. Apollo Justice flips this around by having killers who act in self-defense, as well as a client who is a part of a violent gang. But much more noteworthy, it has a prosecutor that is much more friendly and willing to work with you, and it is the defense attorneys who are up to nasty tricks in order to get what they want. Phoenix is included, as he's the one who knowingly gives you forged evidence at the end of the first trial, and because of it, you feel unsure about him for the rest of the game. In previous games, except for a few instances, you always knew that what you were doing was the right thing to do. The games were much more black and white in that way. Everything is much more gray here, with Phoenix scheming behind our backs. It's hard to know for sure that his intentions are good. You face the main villain of the game, Christoph Gavin, twice. Once in the first case, and once in the last. And once completed, both cases have a way of making you feel accomplished, but also empty. We ended with the right result, the killer was put in jail, but if the forged evidence wasn't there, or if the jury system wasn't being used for the first time in that case, he would have walked free both times. And Apollo Justice brings these sad, empty, and otherwise dark feelings to life throughout the game through its music. Drew Studios, Solitary Confinement, Fate Smeared by Tricks and Gimmicks, and The Forgotten Legend all work amazingly in the game, especially in its finale to truly support the time period of the dark days of the law. It might not be the best Ace Attorney game, but it didn't have to be. I'll always love Apollo Justice for its change in tone, as well as the way it used its characters in a way we hadn't seen in Ace Attorney before. Sure, the time travel part in Apollo Justice is weird. Sure, Justice for All has the weak soundtrack, and sure, the divination seances are kind of gimmicky. Hell, I like the prosecutors for these games, I do. But when compared with the others, it's really not a fair competition. But they're still good games at the end of the day. They may not have been your thing, and that's fine. But I like Apollo Justice, and I like it a lot. And it's unfair for you all to be judging me or anyone else for it.
Wait, you finished Apollo Justice?
Yeah, a few times.
Oh, good! Can you help me with the time travel part? I've been stuck on it for the past 15 years.
Wait, so you mean to tell me the whole reason you hate Apollo Justice is because you got stuck on the last case?
Yeah, I never finished it because of the stupid time travel.
Wait, so you went to law school, became a prosecutor, and started jailing people for liking Apollo Justice, and you didn't think once to ask any of them for help?
Well, when you put it like that.
I've seen enough. I see no reason as to why this proud man should lose his title of fan. I proclaim both him and all 3 of the games not guilty.
Thank you, Your Honor. The last place I want to be again is a video game court.
Video game court? I thought this was a hit and run.
Even for all their flaws, these games still have a lot of worth to them. And if you can't see that, maybe it's worth going back and revisiting them. But at the end of the day, you shouldn't let anyone tell you what you like. I mean, just imagine if they found out I liked Super Smash Bros. Brawl. Not again.